little bit different intro this week, guys. I'm just going to get right into it. This is my favorite jig head. This was originally a chatterbait. I've removed the eyes and the little chatterblade lip here. Ta-da, there it is. Okay, just so you know that it exists. That's what it looked like, that it had eyes and a nice skirt on it. So this is my favorite jig head, except for it is not weedless. But for the want of a nail, right here, we made this jig head weedless. Just like that. This one's not painted. This weed guard's not glued in yet, but we're going to show you this week, regular viewers, how the regular guy with a nail and some plaster of Paris made our favorite jig head into a weedless jig head. So now I can make my favorite chatterbait weedless. Here's our mold. Come with me. Safety first.
That was safe.
Oops.
That looks really safe.
Okay. Let's try it again.
How about we put some safety gloves on? Safety second.
I don't know what happened with this one. Okay, that's more better. All right, we're going to let this cool. All right, so it should have cooled. This one is going to be ugly, but it'll be usable. But this one probably came out right. So let's take a look-see at what we got. Messy, but usable. Okay, not so messy and even more usable. So that's still probably toasty. So we'll use our little cutest little channel locks in the world and take that out of there. See how cute they are?
Adorable. Definitely need more ventilation.
I got the doors open and the fans going. What else do you want? Okay, this nail comes out. And then we're just going to trim up this little guy right here, trim off this piece, and we're going to get this jig head right here with our little weed guard hole in the top, just like that. I've made a couple of them already over here, and we're going to trim them up, and we're going to paint them up, and we're going to glue our weed guards in, and we're going to go from this guy here, which is pretty cool, to this guy here, which is even more cool because he's weedless. Okay, regular viewers. We are back. We kind of started this in the middle, kind of gave the punchline away, but that's okay. We're just trying to do this different here. I was just excited. Today's topic, as you probably already know, is chatterbaits, and I really like chatterbaits. The one thing I don't like about chatterbaits is that most of them, like these guys here, the ones that I can afford, are not weedless. I have a few of them that are weedless, but these are big buckaroonies, all right? They're very expensive, and they don't quite come in the sizes and colors that I want. It's very limited selection. So I've had enough, and I want to make my own. And here in the regular shop, we can make it happen. So I took my favorite chatterbaits, chatterbait jig heads, which these are already dismantled. This one was used and abused a lot, as you can see by the rust and lack of paint on it. And I wanted them to be weedless. So today we're going to show you how we got there. We have our mold, made in America, and we have our jig heads. All right, for this next part here, we're going to need an old Christmas plate. Just kidding, that's just what I happen to have laying around. Super glue accelerator, a piece of cutlery from your wife's cutlery drawer, and an old paintbrush. I've got my marbles and 2 roofing nails and 2 funnel-shaped random pieces of plastic that I found laying around the shop. All right, let's begin. And that's what my dog has to say about that. So I put a little spot of glue here, just enough to hold on our funnel-shaped piece of rubber. And this is where the super glue accelerator comes into play. Good. Let that set a second to dry. And not, yep, well, or knock it over. Either one. All right. Second verse, same as the first. Dunzos. And we're going to let that dry. This one should be accelerated enough. We're going to flip it over. And now we need to apply a little bit of glue to this nail. Now this roofing nail here, this is a regular roofing nail. I have cut back just a skosh of it on my grinder over that away at a bit of an angle so that I can glue it flushly. Flushly, is that a word? I don't know. To our jig head, like so. This is, could come off here, but that'll be all right. Okay, so put a little bit of glue on it. We could put a little accelerator on that side of it if I squirt it directly at it and not onto the cardboard in the wrong direction, which I think I did. Okay, make sure that guy's centered on there like so, and that one's done. Can I do it correctly twice in a row? Survey says probably not. Okay, there we go, Dunzos. Set that off to the side. So we've got our marbles. We'll leave them here just because they roll everywhere. Everyone's favorite part now. Your friend and mine. You know him. You love him. DAP Plaster of Paris. That's right. In the big can that my assistants got me for Christmas. Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
I want to help.
Okay. Watch out, baby. Well-ventilated area. You don't want to breathe this stuff in, young lady.
What mold are we making?
Making a weedless jig head. Okay.
I gotta see.
So when your little children are playing around the shop, it's important that they understand that there's lead pots that may be hot, and there is plaster that they don't need to be breathing, that kind of stuff.
I want to help. I used to do this with you when I was like 4.
Mm-hmm. How old are you like now?
8.
You're
Soon
like,
I'm going to be, because it's 2024.
Because of 2024, you're going to be 9.
Remember that story? It's 2024 where you reversed my grandfather. He got his first basket of the year.
Yes, I was there.
It was funny.
Okay, hold your horses, kiddo. Let's not play in the plaster. All right.
Can I mix it in?
Yeah, hold your horses. I'll let you do that. I don't want, see, this one's more dusty than the bottle,
It's more
than the carton rather, so I don't want you to
It's like
breathing
steaming.
the stuff in.
It's steaming if you can't see it on the camera.
Okay, can you gently stir that for me? She's gonna get that mixed up and we'll be right back. Okay, you keep mixing that?
Yes, sir. I like your shirt.
Okay.
It says. It's nice.
Okay, there's that. We're gonna go ahead and pour this in up to that line right there.
I'll mark it. Oh, I think that's it. I'll go get
Okay,
our
you
things.
shake this
Yes, sir.
just like that, okay? Keep
Together
shaking it.
now.
Okay, so my regular assistant is continuing to shake this for me so we can get all the bubbles out. Now, unlike other castings that I do, when I'm working with lead here, heavy, really non-buoyant shapes and heavy materials, it's important to let this get fairly hard before you try and, here, excuse me, sweetie,
Yes, sir.
before you try and put your master in whatever it is that you're trying to make the mold of. Okay, so we're gonna brush these bubbles out here, and we're gonna let it set longer than I normally would, because it's really important that if we try to put our jig heads in now, they will sink right down here into the depths, and we will
You'll
make
never get them out.
well, we can get them out, it'll just be a mess,
And you'll fail.
and you'll
Right.
fail, I guess.
I can shake this up.
No, it's okay.
I was wondering if you want me to anyway.
So we're going to let that set up, and we'll come back when it's ready to process. Okay, this stuff should be ready to go. I can make a little marking it and it's not really filling back in. That's probably getting pretty solid. So we're going to go ahead and see if we're there yet. And I know I have already done a video where I made jig heads out of nothing. But for those of you that don't want to go that far and you have a favorite jig head and you just want to make it weedless, or maybe you want to alter it or something like that, this is the video for you. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe right as I break that weed guard part off for no good reason, because that's the kind of quality building we do here in the regular shop. It's okay. These things happen. We're just going to stick her back on real quick. Pretend it never happened. Maybe our glue is all done. Okay. And now we're getting behind the 8-ball. Super exciting. Live and on camera. There we go. A little bit of glue. Accelerator. Accelerated. Meet in the middle. Become friends. Hopefully for life. There we go. Much better. Okay. And we'll just pretend that that last part didn't happen. You don't have to tell anybody. You know, unless you want to share this with anybody you think would enjoy this video, then I guess we'll be telling them. I guess that's okay. Good. This is good because I'm kind of having to more force it down in there. That way it's definitely not going to sink. So we're going to put our locators in that you steal from your child's marble set, or borrow rather. Put those in there. Put another one right there because we're feeling frisky. All right. And I think that's good. We'll go with 3 on this one. And we're going to let that harden all the way. And then we're going to do the other side. Super exciting. Okay, regular viewers. So when I made the original, I tried the Pam cooking spray as a mold release on this, and it works. And I almost forgot to take out my locators live and on camera. All right, let's get those out of here. Out of here, out of here, and out of here. So this works. The only thing I had was it did these bubbles here. I got to get rid of those bubbles now from that oil. And I'm going to try a heat gun today. Look at that, huh? Gonzos. You don't want to get it too hot because it is cooking oil, so it will start to bubble again and smoke and pop and splitter. And we're not trying to make donuts here. We're trying to make jigs. Weedless jigs, that is. Moreover. Okay. Pour that pancake batter right over it. Okay. Level that guy out. And we'll let it set up, and we'll be back to unbox it. Okay, regular viewers, we have a brick. Let's unbox it. The great unboxing. Everyone's favorite part, or at least I hope. You like that trick? Wow, that was neat. Magic. Whoa, super easy. Clean looking molds right there, guys. These are going to be excellent molds for great jig heads right now. It's okay that we got this little bit of this nail taking this bit of hard what are the words in American? There you go, plaster off of there. Because the lead is not going to get down this hole here. So this one I want to be gentle with, because this part right here, this collar, it came out very nice on this side here, but that's a lot of tight little twists and turns that are going to go askew if we just kind of tear it out of there. So you just want to wiggle it. There you go. Be gentle. Take your time. Or just lift it out like that. Okay, so disregard everything I just said. Apparently that was incorrect. But there we go, guys. Nice detailed mold. We can see the eyes. We got a little bit of bubbles over here, but that's okay. Once we paint and epoxy it, forget about it. No one will ever see that. Unfortunately, I can't use this right now. So if you are making a plaster mold to pour hot molten lead in, it has to be very dry. This is dry in the fact that it's hard. You could pour plastisol in a mold like, like this, not this one, but if you were doing like a, a soft plastic style mold, and it would be fine. This is still quite moist. Everyone's favorite word. If you pour molten lead into this, it is going to fizz, pop, and whiz bang and blow up and all sorts of fun, nasty stuff. And, safety is supposed to be first, even though it's been second, but it's supposed to be first. And that would not be safe to use this right now. So I go over here to my hot plate and I let it cook over there and let it dry. All right, so I'm over here on my hot plate. I don't cook with this one, as you can tell by the way that it is. But yeah, we're just going to turn this guy on. Orange light says it's on. As you can see, it's so nice and clean out here. And just crank it up. You just kind of crank it up all the way here. That's okay. This isn't precision baking. And lay these guys out. And after this gets hot, you will see the moisture start to come off of this. It's not going to burn it or anything like that. Obviously, make sure that it's not you're not going to touch it, or your kids aren't playing around or anything like that. But yeah, you'll see the moisture start to come off it. And it takes quite a while to do this, but it is faster than letting it air dry. Now that it's the winter where I'm at and it's chilly out, it's a brisk 50 degrees. I can't believe I have to put up with that, but it's also humid where I am. So these things in the wintertime take a very long time to dry, air dry, completely air dry. So they'll sound, this is, I don't know if you can hear the difference here, but if you can hear that, these are ones that had dried for a long time. You can feel the difference. They're very light, and they're very much harder than these ones. So it's going to take quite a while. I can't tell you exactly how long it's going to take, because it's all dependent on how big your mold is, how thick it is, and how much moisture is still in it when you start to cook it there. So that was way too long of an explanation. So that was excitement, mold on a griddle. Okay, so even though we can't use that mold that I made yesterday, we can work on these ones that I poured yesterday with the original mold. So I just take, now that's not symmetrical. Ooh, much better. Okay, so just for this process, I got some industrial, like heavy shears, some, some side cutters, and some little smaller wire cutters there. So anyway, I've already cut off the sprue off of these guys. I'm sorry I didn't film that. It's very exciting. It's like trimming except bigger. Okay, well that's how that looked. So as this mold was being used, this part of the collar here started getting filled in more. And if that's the case, you can use files. Lead, of course, is a very malleable metal, so you can file it down. I would not recommend, you can Dremel it, of course, but if you're going to be doing that, make sure that you're wearing eye protection and some respirator type thingy because breathing lead, I hear, is bad for you, as well as ingesting it in any other form or fashion. So, so don't do that. But all this collar was for on this jig head was to hold on the skirt, and there's still plenty of that there to do so. So I think that'll be fine. We'll trim this up just a skosh more, and I'm just going to have to drill this out. There you go. And it's just that easy with the drill. Kind of made me think of the Sledge-O-Matic, if anybody remembers that. Okay. Sure that hole is honed out. And it looks like I'm only going to make 4 of these today because that is all of the... Whoops. Okay. Is that big enough? Yep. Yeah, that is all the weed guards I have left. I need to purchase some more of those. I'm going to bring this over to the drill press and just give this a little bit of Okay, so that's the one we were just messing with over there. This fits in there. That's perfect. It doesn't have to go all the way down like crazy far, just enough that you can put a little drop of epoxy in there, and then when you epoxy coat it, that will hold it in just fine. So that one is Dunzo's. Trimmed up. Weed guard fits. Dunzo's. Okay, and there's the last one. And the reason I did this over my favorite Christmas plate here was so that I could capture all of these little lead bits and that they wouldn't just end up all over the shop. And then we are going to put them right back into the lead pot. Reduce, reuse, and remelt so that we can relax when we go fishing, right? Okay, so again, these were the original store-bots, well, Amazon bots, bought ones, and they did have a little retention wire on there. That would fit in the mold. I just, well, I forgot. That's what I did. I forgot to stick that in the mold. But anyway, they were really simple. It's just a pearlized white and a Scotia pink, which you can't see on that one because it's all wore off. And lucky for me, my air line to my air compressor is not working right now. Well, mostly because it's broken and I haven't got a new one. So this week we're going to use the KISS method, and we're going to keep it simple, silly face, and use just rattle can just to show how basic we can do this here and still make something that looks good. So I'm going to get my little painter's tape because I want to paint up the hooks. That makes me feel better about myself before I paint them. And we'll just rattle can these dogs. That's right, I said it. Okay, different paint booth here. We have our Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, but you're not supposed to touch it because it's wet. I don't understand that. 2 times Ultra Cover Paint and Primer, all in one. It's white gloss. It works on metal, which that said wood, but I pointed at that, and that's metal, plastic, and more.
Unlimited.
Yeah, you can put it on pancakes, I guess, maybe. No, you can't put it on pancakes.
I hate that. I hate to take a pancake.
You could paint half a zebra, right? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, modified paint booth because we don't have a regular paint sprayer there. Could you point a fan at us, please? We have our garage doors open. We have a well-ventilated area. Just kiss it. There we go. That's all we need. Now we just let them dry. Okay, regular viewers, the end is here, and so we face the final curtain. Let's see what we got for all of our hard work. Here, I made more jigs than this, but this is all the ones I had pieces for. I am running out of pieces. And I got this guy right here. I don't know how that translates, but again, recapping, I purchased these as chatterbaits on Amazon, and I believe they're now like $12 for the pair, which is ridiculous. And I took off the eyes, I took off the little chatterbait lip, which is this one right here. I took off the skirt right here, and I made a mold of them. And it looked a lot like this guy right here. So you saw us pour that mold, and what I got were these jigs right here. So I made 4 of them up. Like I said, I made more of them, but I finished 4 of them up. I tried to kind of do a color match thing, but again, I didn't have my airbrush up and running, so I had to use a spray paint and fingernail polish. So that's why the pink doesn't look as pink as that pink is pink, if that makes sense. But I made these ones red because it is springtime here in the south. Well, almost. We're about to have a big hard freeze, which is good because right after that, we want to get out with these guys here and start buzzing our pre-spawn areas for angry fish, trying to make or trying to fatten up for to make more bass is what I'm getting at. So that's what these guys are for right here. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some video fishing for you guys, and maybe if I'm really lucky, I can actually catch a bass and show it to you. So, but these came out really cool. They got a nice heavy hook on them, which I like. A nice big heavy hook. That weed guard is perfect for it, right in line with them here, and I can't wait to use these guys and get them out on the water. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the suggestions, and I try to use those best I can for what I can do here. And those that corrected the spelling for me, thank you. Yeah, sometimes I try to slip a comment in after the regular assistant watches the video, and that's what happens. So anyway, we're going to show some footage of these guys swimming. We're going to show some footage of them just sitting around, I guess. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or maybe a haiku or something like that, just put it down here in the comments. And again, thank you for all you guys do to support us here, and stay regular. Okay, so here it goes, guys. This is our homemade weedless chatterbait with my homemade twin tail in our candy crawfish tails color here, which we'll talk about more later. But I like it's got a great wiggle, it's got a great weed guard, and it's got a great chatter. It's a winning combination. Sorry about all the background noise. Okay, so here is our Amazon lure remade, weedless now, in shad color with my 2-inch swim shad on the back. Makes a nice fish profile. It's got a great action. We didn't lose any action on that by putting that weed guard on it. Still has a great chatter. Tail has a nice wiggle, nice erratic motion.
Don't forget.
Hey, what are you kids doing?